Hello, welcome to this new video. So today, longer video than the usual short format. Today we are going to explore Alteryx AutoInsights and how it connects to Alteryx Designer Cloud from scratch. So I've just pre-built this simple workflow which will allow me to load my data. Then we will have a second part in which we will go through the AutoInsight configuration of the dataset, and finally we'll end up with exploring AutoInsight and building some reports into it. So I do have a sample dataset. So the dataset has been randomized, so might have inconsistent values, but it's just sales from a company, fictional company in France. So I do have like here some basic sales data. I do have some information here about the sales rep. I don't have any name, but just like rep 1 through 8 or something like that. Yes. And some product categories. And so what our workflow does is it combines all our data and finishes with an output tool which I set up to be into Alteryx data storage. So the Alteryx data storage is a specific place into Alteryx Designer Cloud and allows me to store my data there. So my data is output as a CSV and stored into this storage for myself or my colleagues to work with. And if we go through this workflow, so I've run it quite a few times, but just run it right there. This will basically load the data into your Alteryx Designer Cloud place storage. And if you want to see it, you can just go into Alteryx Analytics Cloud, you go into jobs, and you see here that this job is running at the moment, so it's transforming, and then it will be published. And then when this is done, I can go, so it's completed now, so I can go there and see what happened. Great. And because it's in my Alteryx data storage, I can download it or view details, or I can also go into data, and I have my demo AutoInsights, which is here ready to use. So it's the source is not as free as the other ones, but it's more Alteryx data storage, and I can share it, do everything I need to. So we've seen in the first part that our dataset has been loaded into Alteryx data storage, and now I will have to make it ready to use for Alteryx AutoInsight. So if I just go into data, I won't find it for AutoInsight. It needs a little bit of work. So let's go directly into AutoInsight. In AutoInsights, to build datasets, I have like either I can go into the admin portal and datasets and add a new dataset, which will give me steps. Like if I go demo, auto insights and continue, and I can either connect to a CSV or connect to a database to import my data. If I go into database, I have different types of data, but this is quite the old way to do it, or CSV, which is not totally up to date, but I mean it's up to date one time. But what you can also do, which is what we will go through now, is go to data layers. So data layers is a functionality which allows me to create a data layer based on a dataset which is available on Alteryx Cloud Portal, Analytics Cloud Portal. So here I don't have any data set at the moment, and I can create a data layer, and you can see that I can see all my data files I do have. So many by some of my colleagues, some of mine, etc. And I can see the one which has been built by Alteryx AutoInsights. Oh, Alteryx Designer Cloud, sorry. And here, if I pick use, it will be linking both of them, and it will do a small analysis of the file. Because if you didn't know this, in Alteryx AutoInsights, you'll have to analyze your data to tell them like, this field is good when it raises, this one is really not good when it goes up, etc. You'll have to specify quite a bit of the things. So in this time lapse, like Alteryx will do all the background jobs, and I will be able in a few seconds, minutes maybe, later to be able to use this data and check everything is fine, and this don't go to Alteryx AutoInsights like missions building quite quickly. So now that my data is analyzed, what I can do, and it's set to be ready to use, I can click there and go in Edit Data Layer Settings if I want to edit it and have it to be, I would say, more precise or more adapted. So the first thing I would go through, we'll go through all these menus, but the first one is columns. In this one, I can just set quite simply if it's a good thing, if it increases, or a bad thing. For instance, if my product discount increases, it's set to be good basically, because that's how AutoInsight behaves. But I can configure it, and by configure it, I can say, okay, like for the product discount, it's not that good if it increases. I can also select a different type if I'm not agreeing with the types of data I do have. For instance, here unique ID is set to be a segment. I could say no, it's a measure if everything is wrong, but globally it's okay. One thing which is important is that you can select your financial year start, so which allows you to do a year-over-year comparison more easily. This done, I can just press confirm, and it will just end up this configuration. So it's just applying all the modification I've done, so that it's all the analysis which will be done by the software will be taking into account all those tiny modifications. So we'll let AutoInsight load everything, and then we'll go through all the other menus. They are not like really complicated ones. Okay, sorry, couldn't find this page. That's okay. Let's go back. Okay, so data layers once again, and then go and edit my layer settings. So the modifications were taken into account. So this is for columns. Now for measures, very useful, I would say. It's you can select the calculations which can be made, like product discount. I don't want it to be sum, I want it to be a percentage, for instance. Product price, I want it to be currency, could be summed also. Sales value, want it to be currency too. You can change your currency if it's not the one you want in your analysis. Goals is something quite easy to set up if you want to set like targets and goals for specific KPIs, allowing you to do a bit of reporting for budgets, for instance. You can also create custom measures if you want to create specific ratio. Won't go through there because like the product is quite dense enough at the beginning, so won't go too much on this side. You can select also key measure and hidden measures. For instance, let's say you don't want to analyze the product price. I'm gonna hide this measure, so it's still kept in the dataset if I want to, but it won't be the first one I will be able to see, and this will allow me to hide different measures, for instance, average product price per customer location or something like that. So you can basically drag and drop like different columns if you want to hide those and do not want them to be usable by your end user. Pressing save. Set segments, and if you want to set it something relevant to split by, for instance, I don't want product price to be made by unique ID. Okay, so I'm just saving it, and it won't analyze it by unique ID or sales value also. And I can here modify so that this measure won't be, this segment won't be taken into account into my split. So this is something really important if you don't want your data to be split by one of those things. You can select your week start. So Sunday is a basic setting. Gonna go for Monday in my case. Okay, and you can add a dataset guide, which is really useful that if someone goes into AutoInsight, they won't be totally lost, and you will have, you can give them hints on how it's built, on what is contained, everything. So we've basically now prepared our data, and if we go back onto old dataset, so we do have our dataset, which is totally updated now, and which will be ready to be used in a mission, which will be for the last part of the video. Okay, so following the previous part, so we've been building our workflow to combine our data, blend our data. We've been like preparing our data source for Alteryx AutoInsights, and now we are going to build our first missions. So missions are, I would say, kind of dashboards to identify trends and patterns with auto-generated insights and visualizations. So my data is loading into the platform, and I want, let's say, to build an executive summary. So first part is clicking here, selecting the data set I want to analyze. So if I do have multiple ones, I can select from the list, create mission, and what Alteryx does is it will create right away my mission. So these are pre-made missions, so all the analysis are automatically done. I don't have anything. And I do have here my mission summary. I have everything done on its own. So let's say I want to analyze it on the whole period, or see the whole period, or zoom in. I can basically do whatever I want, and here it's the sales value analysis. And what Alteryx kind of does, I'm not behind the wheel, so I won't be able to tell everything in detail, but it wrangles all the data together and see, for instance, for the sales value, what has had the more impact on the period I want to analyze. So here it's like the last month available versus the previous one, but I can also go and view the page and tell them, okay, I want it to be on the last quarter, for instance. And if I do this, it will tell me that this quarter is decreasing because like it's, of course, like the second quarter starting in April 2022 is quite bad at the moment. Or if I go into yearly, it will tell me that it hasn't been that great. And so this is like really easy to set up, and I can totally have my analysis, and then I understand what is creating this major, I would say, decrease here in the telephones, so phones like the region north, the laptop in product type, and everything is blended together so that I'm having like this kind of analysis. And it allows me to really understand what is happening behind the wheel, what is happening in my data. So if I go back into last month, number looks a lot better. And I can see, for instance, for the product types, that some products are really rising while others are really failing at what they do compared to the previous month. So I do have everything crossed. And if I'm, let's say I want to add a filter, I want only to have it on a specific location. Let's say I want to see Paris. I can filter on it and see what is happening specifically in Paris, and have like all the reps which are going through this region, etc. So it's really easy to use, and I can then drill down, and it will allow me to understand what is happening. So this is basically the concept of AutoInsights. So I'm just like going through my whole data. Alteryx does all the analytics job for me, and I'm just there and having to spend my time understanding maybe why this is happening, or understanding like why is this rep performing so well, and understanding how can his methods be applied to the whole team maybe, or is it just luck on his side. So this is the first mission, executive summary, and then we can do KPI deep dive, which is basically an over type of report. Let's say I want to analyze the sales value, and if I create my mission, Alteryx will do the same job, and it will, in this case, analyze only sales value, and I have like a main big picture of this one at the start. So what are the influencers, I would say, the main ones. Then I can compare it by product color, for instance, and let's say I'm like, okay, like the customer location has no meaningful, it's not meaningful in this analysis. I can even remove it, like there. Okay, I want to delete it, and it will basically continue the analysis and allow me to understand what is happening. For instance, here, the sales region, it does a comparison between those regions so that I'm able to understand how my data is behaving. And everything is done like this with AutoInsights. So really wonderful tool to analyze all my data together, blend it all together. So to conclude a bit on what we've seen today, so we've been seeing like Alteryx AutoInsight from the loading of the data to the analysis itself. And like the good news is that with the latest release on the cloud, it's quite seamless. So it's like you connect to data by using Alteryx Designer Cloud, then it's loaded into the cloud storage from Alteryx, or even could be also S3 if you will. And then you just prepare the data, but you have to do it only once into AutoInsight to tell like here's your what is good as an increase, what is bad as an increase, everything, and finally you have your dataset ready to be shared into AutoInsight. The really strong point here is that it's really, to my mind, seamless, because like if we go back like a few months ago, it was not as seamless as this. Like I could create a CSV with Alteryx Designer Cloud, then load this CSV into Alteryx AutoInsight, and like this was quite a pain to have to load it and over and over again when it's updated. And now I do have like a seamless process. Everything is loaded fine, and I can just like connect to AutoInsight and make sure everything is updated as expected. Also on AutoInsight, like side note on this product, this is really a product I do like, since it allows you to create really how could I say that, like comprehensive and dashboards which gives you an holistic view with all the KPIs, everything mixed together, so that you can see what is happening, what is causing this raise or this decrease. And the really good thing is, if you have this knowledge of your business, of what is happening, you can even go further, and then you can say, okay, like this is not meaningful. For instance, let's say you know that the I would say color in your business is not important in what you sell. Then okay, you can remove the colors, that's fine, and it won't be used in AutoInsight, but you may want to keep it for some analysis, or you can really customize everything on this side. So this was like Alteryx AutoInsight combined with Alteryx Designer Cloud. I hope you liked it. Feel free to drop any comment or ask any question of all this process or a specific part of the process if you have like you are wondering on one specific part. Have a great day, and thank you for watching.